Hey guys, so for today's video, I obviously decided that I wanted to give a couple of tips for surviving the newborn stage. I figured I wanted to start doing more mommy videos because I haven't done any in a while, and I see that you guys actually enjoy the mommy videos, so I figured I'd start doing mommy videos again. Hello. Someone wants to join me in the mommy videos. I think she just wants to mess with my shirt, honestly. Can you say hi with your dirty nose? So I'm gonna give you guys a couple of tips on how to get through the newborn stage. I know that's probably the hardest stage for first-time moms. It was for me. It was kind of difficult because it's one of those stages that you don't really know what to do. Like, people give you advice for it, but you really don't know what to do unless you're in the situation. I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys a few tips that I found were really helpful when I had her, and a few tips that I figured you guys could find very useful as well. The first tip I want to give you guys is to sleep when baby sleeps. And I know you guys hear this a lot. I heard it a lot when I was pregnant, and people would tell me that all the time, and I'm like, but I have to get stuff done around the house, and I really should be cleaning up and washing clothes and doing dishes and doing all this stuff. And honestly, we don't need as much sleep as a baby needs. Even if you take 1 or 2 naps with the baby throughout the day, that will help you so much, honestly, because when I would nap with her, I felt so much better, so much more energized, and I got so much more done when I took even 1 or 2 naps throughout the day. The second tip I want to give you guys is baby wearing. Honestly, baby wearing saved me so much frustration, because when she didn't want to sleep and I wanted to get stuff done around the house, I would wear her with my boba wrap and she would stay so calm. A lot of times she would fall asleep while she was on me, and that let me do the dishes and sweep and get stuff together and tidy up the room, because once she was asleep, she really wouldn't wake up, so I could get so much done. I could even vacuum with her while I was wearing her, because it wouldn't wake her up. Like, the vacuum doesn't bother her still to this day. Tip number 3 is to focus on your little family. If you and your spouse are both first-time parents, like my husband and I are, this was kind of a time for us to focus on her, focus on each other, and kind of take advantage of the little bit of time that you do have. Now, Lucy was a deployment baby, as I like to call her. He came back from deployment for the birth. He got his paternity leave. He was home for 10 days and then he left. So those 10 days we really took advantage of enjoying our little family. He got to know her for a little while before he had to go back, and it was really nice. Plus, the help was really great, and I tried to get him involved as much as possible. We were both really tired. He was on a 20-hour flight when he came home, and then I was in labor for 3 days, so he didn't get much sleep. So it was kind of hard for him to help, because we were both, one was just as tired as the other. He did get a little bit more sleep than I did, just because I had like a sudden burst of energy when I was in labor, and I couldn't sleep until she was born. So I went 2 days without sleeping and it was just because I couldn't fall asleep. But I did kind of get him to take maybe an hour here, an hour there, and then after she was born, he slept an hour here, an hour there. We transitioned. The hour that she was nursing, I was awake, and then after she nursed, I would take a nap, and then vice versa. When I was nursing, he was sleeping. So it's a really nice way for you guys to bond in a different way. Another tip that I have that not a lot of people take advantage of, and you really should, because it makes it a lot easier for you, is to start tummy time early. Now, I know a lot of you guys are gonna be like, no, it's too soon to start tummy time as a newborn, but I did tummy time with her on my chest, and Joel did it on his chest as well. So we would lay her down on our chest. I'm gonna see if I can find a video, and I'll post it here so you guys can kind of see what I meant by tummy time. and she really did enjoy tummy time when she was a newborn. Then there was a little burst where she didn't really like it, and then she started liking it again. Hi. I just started kind of early with her because she was nursing all the time and she would fall asleep on me. So when she would wake up, she would start looking around, and she started holding her head up really early from birth because she was on my chest all the time, and she really loves to know what's going on. She's very alert. So it helped a lot to start tummy time early because it made her, it made it easier for her to transition into the sitting and the crawling and the standing stage, which she does really, really well, and she has really, really good posture because of it. Another tip that I want to give you guys is to accept help. When you need help and someone offers it, take it. Also, if you need help, don't be afraid to ask. I spent a lot of the newborn, the first 4 months being just me as her parent because my husband was deployed. So, you know, when my mom offered to hold her or when my sister offered to watch her for a few minutes, I would take advantage of that and maybe go take a shower, even just relax and watch a little bit of TV. I took advantage of that because sometimes you get exhausted. You're a new mom. A lot of first-time moms, you know, we're with our baby 24/7 because we want to take advantage of having the baby around. We want to be the best moms that we can, and sometimes we need a break, and that also makes you a good mom because you know your limit. The next tip I want to give you guys is if you want to co-sleep, it's okay to co-sleep. I currently still co-sleep with our daughter, but it's just because we haven't got her crib together. We do want to transition her into sleeping into her own crib, which she sleeps in her playpen during nap time, but she sleeps in our bed at night. So yeah, it's okay to co-sleep. I mean, if it makes it easier for you, especially if you're nursing, like I'm still nursing, so it's a lot easier for us to co-sleep and have her. It's a lot easier for us to have her in the bed with us when I'm nursing because she falls asleep a lot better. Granted, she pretty much sleeps through the night on a good day, but she's teething, so she doesn't sleep through the night as much anymore. But for the most part, she sleeps pretty well now. It's just the fact that she's teething and she's fussy. Another tip for the newborn stage is that if you don't want to wear your baby, you can put them in a swing or a bouncer while when they nap during the daytime, because they're great. The motion keeps them asleep and it helps them sleep a little bit better just because they're used to the motion of us walking and stuff like that when you're pregnant. So bouncers and swings and rockers and stuff like that are really, really great. She loved being in the swing. It was so good. Another tip is to find something to do to occupy your time while you're during feedings, because they're very frequent. She nursed every hour on the hour for the first 2 weeks, and then after that it was every 2 hours or so. It varied because she was so small. She ate very frequently. So find something that will occupy your time while you're feeding, because you're gonna be feeding a lot. Another tip I want to give you guys is to get out of the house, because a lot of times we get cabin fever from being in the house all day, every day, and it gets really annoying and frustrating. And it also helps your baby to get used to being in their car seat and leaving the house. Oh, are you saying hi? You're so sweet. It's really, really good for them to get used to that. Even if it's for maybe an hour, half an hour, or just a walk around the block. It's really, really good for you to get out and get some fresh air and just avoid getting cabin fever. And one of the last tips I want to give you guys is just take it week by week. things change very quickly with newborns. So every week they learn something new, they're doing something different. It's a lot easier. Like after 2 weeks, a lot of babies are nursing every 2 hours, which by then you have pretty much a good schedule set up. By 4 weeks, which is a month, which is about the end of the newborn stage, they're already on a schedule. They have the feeding established. They have a lot of stuff established. So just take it week by week, because it does get easier. Like honestly, the hardest month is usually the first month, which is the newborn stage. And also, I just want to tell you guys, don't be so hard on yourself. It's hard the first month. The newborn stage, like I said, is a very time-consuming stage. So those are all my tips that I have for getting through the newborn stage. I know it's tough at first, but it does get easier, and I hope that these tips help you guys along the way. So if you guys haven't subscribed already, don't forget to subscribe. Leave me comments down below. Any tips that you guys might have that you could give other first-time moms that maybe I forgot to add to this, go ahead and leave them down below. I love to read them, and I'm sure they'll help out another mom that's going through the same stage in their life or is about to go through this stage in their life. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll talk to you guys in my next one. Bye.